This is Season 2, Episode 22 of the Out of the Minds podcast. I'm Sean Oakley.
And I'm Sam Cooper, and I don't have a quip for this episode, so here's an episode.
Yes, we are continuing our practice for Balance of the Force, Day 2 at Cornish Nationals. And we're using the 312 points to interest things up a little bit. A quick recap for anyone who wasn't here last week. Balance of the Force has some unique list building challenges. Basically, for every 4-point or less ship you bring, you must bring a 6-point or more, and you can bring as many 5s as you like. If you have an odd number, it can come from any of them. So I have tweaked, I suppose, my list from last week. Just wanted to experiment with a couple of things. So I've got rid of the 4-point U-Wing, and that has become Corrin in the X-Wing, with Crackshot, Magpulse, and R3. Just trying to find an easier way of Braylon getting a lock onto someone so he can maybe do his double tap. And obviously 4 points, so I need to bring something big. I brought the double tapping Chopper again. Dorsal Saw Vet Turret Gunner. I've got Braylon, custom Braylon at 4 points. I've kept the proton cannons, because in theory, double modded proton cannons, even if you're just stressed, should net you a decent result. Enduring, because I'm cancelling crits first, and I can have the option for a red focus if I do take crit damage. And then fire control system, because if I do have the lock on someone, I don't need to spend it on the primary. Technically, I could get 3 rerolls if I need it, and I had 2 points left. It's kind of that or like Baffle or something.
Yeah, you may as well.
And then I need another 6-point or more, because I've got 2 4s. So I've gone with Lebo in the YT2400, because I thought, why not? Well, I've not put it on the table, really. Let's see what the new one's like. And Lebo has the Outrider title for extra dice at range 3 and Obstructed Duke. Trick Shot to make that obstructed shot slightly nicer. Contraband Cybernetics, False Transponder Codes. And then I literally didn't know what to do for the last 4 points. Like, I was almost putting like ablative plating on. But I went with cluster.
Ablative plating is not bad.
I went with cluster missiles because I thought if I have my turret side to side, because my general plan was going to be kite round the rocks with him.
Yeah.
But someone comes in at the front, then at least I've got, if I can get a lock, which I'm going to lock Corrin, maybe Corrin can use that to put a lock on someone sat in front of me, then at least I can fire out the front.
And then over to me.
Yeah.
So I've gone with something a little bit different. No fire sprays this time around. So I've gone with the get all the 5s approach. I've got General Grievous with Marksmanship, Shield Upgrade, Impervium Plating, and Solar Swan. Sunfac with Marksmanship, Predator, Ensnare, and a Targeting Computer. I've got Siege of Coruscant Dooku as a 6-pointer, and then to match him, I've got a 4-pointer, Dirge, with an Ion Cannon, the Xanadu Blood Title, and Ion Bombs for that glorious, glorious Ion out the everywhere.
Yeah. So we are playing Scramble. And we've done the meta set up as close on your opponent's board edge each side as you can.
Yep. And then rocks, we basically have a rough circle around the center objective, and then one off to my top right and your bottom left, essentially.
Yes. Yeah. Which I was kind of okay with, because I wanted Lebo to do the kiting thing.
And I was okay with, because I wanted space, because I've got an infiltrator, and it's large.
So I am first player for most of the game, actually. But
I think I get 2 rounds of first player.
And
it somehow manages to screw me.
I set up Chopper first. He sets up left of the rock in my bottom left towards the objective. I then set up Lebo just to the right of that, the other side of the rock, in between 2 rocks, because I'd convinced myself that a hard 2 will fit either way. And I'm still sure a hard 2 fits.
Yeah, I reckon it does.
But I unconvinced myself when it came to dialing in them.
Right.
Because I put him there thinking I'll see where you put the majority of your ships, and then turn away so that I'm doing I want range 3 obstructed.
Yeah.
That's like 5 dice and a pseudo duke. But I chicken out. And then, because I'm first player, I set up Braylon. And Braylon sets up to the right of the centre rock. Basically, I need to see where most of your list is, or at least some of your list is going, to have an idea of what you're planning.
And so in response to that, I put Grievous on the far left, as far away from all of your ships as he could possibly be.
And that doesn't help me in the
basically,
slightest.
the idea is when Braylon goes down, I'm just like, okay, Grievous can drop down here. I'm going to go forward, go for the objective. And if Braylon goes to the centre, then I've got a good flank. Yeah. If Braylon faces off on me, Grievous versus Braylon, I think I'm favoured there.
Yeah, depends if we're facing each other and if I'm stressed focused, I suppose. But
like, it's one of those things where it's like, we're both 3 dice guns. You both got 8 health.
Yeah.
You have rerolls on everything. I'll have.
You don't have 8 health. I was going to say you have 10 health, so.
Well, yeah, assuming you're all crits, I have 10 health.
That's fair.
So, like with Grievous, I'd probably edge on taking a proton cannon if I could. But that's the general idea. Is like Grievous versus Braylon. I don't mind that matchup because I should be able to outfly Braylon because your dial is more limited than mine.
Yeah,
which is something to say about a Belbelub.
And then I set up Corrin basically below the centre rock, thinking he can just 1 straight, 2 straight, turn 1, and barrel roll either side that he needs to go. And I shouldn't have. I should have set him up opposite Grievous.
Yeah, I was a little surprised you didn't, because I thought I was basically setting up Grievous to be like, hey, hey, and then you were going to be like, ha, hey.
Yeah, I should have set up closer to Grievous. Maybe not opposite. Like,
yeah,
on the inside, well, see, the outside of the closest rock, so that I could turn away if you set up everything else opposite.
Yeah.
But I could come in with both ships, not one.
Exactly.
But yeah.
So then over to the rest of my list. Dirge sets up directly opposite Braylon, basically aiming down the center. My plan is he's gonna go and get the center objective. And then Dooku sets up basically towards the right objective, and I set up so that I'm in between both Lebo and Chopper, because I know I'm going to start cloaked, and I'm pretty sure I can make it so as long as I'm not directly opposite you, it's pretty hard for Chopper to guarantee a bump, as long as I don't be an idiot.
Yeah.
So my plan is basically stay cloaked, grab the objective, then decloak, and I can turn around behind Chopper.
Yeah.
Or behind Lebo, depending on who comes down this far. And then Sunfac sets up in between Dirge and Grievous on my left-hand side, basically angling to move around the rock and then move into the center, because you'd set up Corrin and Braylon on like the right, like my left-hand side of the center. So I was like, well, Sunfac wants to fight small base ships, so I'll put him where your small base ships are.
Yeah.
And I point my turret towards Grievous because that way I can turn it towards the center if I decide not to actually turn in and I want to keep scooting past.
Yeah. So let's get into it. And I basically slow forward two straights with everyone. Lebo locks Corrin, and so does Braylon, so they can pass the lock off.
Yeah, and then Grievous does a 4 straight, and I boost the right, so I can basically line up moving straight towards where Braylon has ended up. Because I think Braylon is either stressing himself and doing a 1 hard to face me, or he's moving into the center where I ought to have an out of arc shot, and I'll take that.
Yeah.
Dooku does a 1 straight. Target locks a rock because I noticed there was a false transponders, so I figured I may as well. And also Chopper, the jams might matter. Like, I don't know, I think the jams would matter, but they might matter.
Yeah.
And that's that. Dirge also does a 2 straight and then cloaks, and then Sunfac does a 2 straight, takes a tractor to boost himself forward and turns the turret to the right.
I did find that interesting.
I was trying to angle. I wanted to sneakily boost Dirge if I could, but I also didn't want to barrel roll with Sunfac, and that was literally the only thought process behind it.
Fair.
Because then I was like, after the once I boosted, I was like, I can turn around the debris that I'm in front of, and then I'm going to want my turret to turn left or to the center.
Yeah, like I looked at that and thought, like a 3 bank or something probably fits, or a hard turn. But I was like, it kind of commits you to to that lane.
Because I was also like, or I could like go straight and scoot past. Was my thoughts. Yeah.
But I was kind of, I suppose, okay with a straight because then you're not ensnaring me.
Yeah.
But right, and into turn 2, and
I don't decloak any of my ships.
And I should not have done a 3-bank here. I should have done a 2-bank. Because the fact that you had the possibility, even if you had decloaked, but like a 2-bank would have made it easier for me to try and block next turn.
Yeah.
Because I know you're going to decloak and either turn in or you're going to decloak and 5k behind me.
Yeah, the infiltrator is not a subtle beast.
Yeah. And what I've done is I've come too far forward.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, oh, I'm going to fit in there. And I can I was at the point, it was like when I moved forward, I was like, oh, I can decloak to the right. And then Chopper really can't block me.
No. I claim the objective, and I shouldn't have done that either, because you'll just claim back and you've got the force, like it's...
Yeah.
You don't need the mods. What I should have done at that point is actually probably locked you.
Yeah, you should have locked, because you know I'm not shooting back, and you know I'm coming this way.
Yeah. Lebo just does a 1 straight and calculates, just trying to keep the arc to the right, sort of where I think you're going to be, but at range 3.
Yeah.
And Braylon just does a 1 straight, because I knew Grievous was coming in. I knew Sunfat was doing something. I could take a 50-50. I could have turned the 1 hard, but if I do that, like, I'm assuming you're doing a straight maneuver, but leaving yourself enough space to boost in if you need to.
Yeah.
So I felt this, at least, would likely give me obstructed shots.
Yeah,
or
makes sense.
Obstructed defense, which obviously, with his rerolls, make a difference. And I opt to focus barrel roll to the left to actually put some distance behind the rock.
Yeah. And I breathed a small sigh of relief as you have now avoided bullseye with dodge, so that proton cannon isn't going to completely Shrek me.
I mean, I never thought you were going to go straight, to be honest.
That's fair.
I thought you'd bank in and claim it in case I had gone straight.
Corrin.
Yeah. Well, Grievous has banked in and claimed.
Okay, Grievous has done a 3 straight and claimed the objective.
Corrin did a 1 bank because I had to cover off Grievous coming behind Braylon.
Yeah, makes sense.
And I target lock Grievous. I transfer Lebo's in a... Oh, no, sorry, I guess that. I do wonder whether I should have tried the barrel roll to the left. Because... Yes, it puts me all in the centre and telegraphs where I'm going, but Grievous, I don't think, can go far straight without going over the rock next turn.
Absolutely not.
Which means you're either banking away from me and no amount of boosting is going to get you back in arc, or you're turning into the centre.
Yeah.
Like, if a barrel... And looking at that, I think there's every chance it does fit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, and this is hindsight speaking for future turns, not barrel rolling does, like, is if you barrel roll, you're basically saying, okay, Sam has that outside objective for at least 2 turns, right?
Yeah.
Like, unless you just went crazy, like, yeeting over the rock, and in that case, fair play, you can have the objective.
Yeah. Or even barrel rolling to the right, actually, and then giving myself options of where to get in. But anyway, that's it. I lock, because I'm planning on transferring a lock.
So Dirge does a 2 straight, and I realise that I have been too cagey. And I try to claim the centre, but I'm way out of range. But I'm not that bothered because I'm mostly at long range. Then Sunfac does a 2 bank to the right around the debris, and I don't think I can get into range 1 of Braylon, so I just opt to focus and try to stay at range 3. And meanwhile, up at the top side, Dooku has done a 1 straight and claimed the far right objective. So I currently hold 2 objectives. Happy days.
This is Sunfac into
Braylon.
Braylon.
Shoot range 3 into Braylon.
Dodges.
Predator. I only end up with 1 hit, and you dodge.
Corrin shoots Grievous and transfers Lebo's lock over to Grievous, which we were just looking at. It doesn't trigger false transponders because you're not acquiring a lock, you're transferring the lock token.
Yeah.
And tokens, lock tokens and locks are separate things.
Yeah. See, I thought for sure you were going to shoot Sunfac just to put a lock onto him for either Braylon or Lebo.
Yeah, no, I can't. I have to be locked on the person to transfer the lock.
Ah, right, yeah, gotcha.
And I couldn't lock
Sunfac. You couldn't have locked Sunfac.
So...
I was too far back.
Yeah. No, otherwise I would have.
Yeah.
Lebo would have taken that lock, transferred that lock all day.
Yeah.
But, yeah. And then I shoot. I think it's range 3, isn't it? And we just do
range 3. You get 2 hits and a blank. You spend your lock into a hit, and I take 2 shields.
I do wonder whether I should have fired the mag pulse there just to give you a deplete.
Yeah, that would have been pretty good. It would have basically softened the shot back.
This is Braylon range 3. No, Dirge isn't shooting.
No, Dirge isn't shooting. Braylon is shooting range 3 into either Dirge or Sunfac. I think it's Sunfac.
I think it's Sunfac, and I plink 1 through.
Damage.
Yeah. That was Grievous.
That was Grievous into Corrin. I didn't do anything.
No, I think you went into Braylon in the end.
Oh, I going to yes, because I had the rerolls.
Yeah. But I still had the focus. I'm stressed. I managed to reroll into 3. This is Chopper. Oh no, sorry. This is Lebo. Range 3 into Sunfac. I only get 2 hits,
and I roll many evades.
Chopper goes range 2 into Dooku. I think this is.
And you get 3 hits and a crit, and I roll 2 evades, so 2 shields down on Dooku, and then you dorsal turret me with the Veteran Tail Gunner. You end up with 3 crits after a saw, and I roll 1 evade, so I take another 2.
Yeah.
So Dooku's shields down,
and he stays like that until almost the end of the game.
Yeah. And I was looking at this and thinking, oh boy, here we go again.
No, because I have no way of blocking that 5k. Like, I know you're going to decloak to the right. And then I thought you were either going to decloak to the right and just bank in, or you're going to 5k. And I can't block either.
I couldn't bank in because I thought if Chopper one-hearted, then I would just get bumped and I'd be in trouble.
That's fair.
Admittedly, I wasn't thinking of, but if Chopper one-hards, where does Lebo go?
Well, yeah, there is that. 1 hard to the right.
Yeah. But anyway, so I decloak to the right and backwards with Dooku, and I decloak to the right and backwards with Dirge.
Your first player this turn, so it'll matter on the 4s and 5s.
I checked Dooku's bullseye, but doesn't have Chopper. Unfortunate, but not the end of the world.
Chopper does a 1 hard into Lebo. I knew it was going to bump, but I couldn't block you, so I had to if I'd gone up, I'm out the fight for I don't know how many turns.
Yeah, too long. I think in this sort of game,
and I couldn't risk it.
It's probably 2 turns. That's too long.
Yeah, and I was hoping that at least this way I was hoping I'd bump a little bit before I actually did, so my art was a bit more towards your shits. But I thought if Sunfac comes in. Or if someone overextends, I might catch someone, and at least I've got easier options for the next turn.
Yeah,
I don't take a damage. I 3 bank Lebo over, and I claim because I'm reasonably confident at this point you're 5k'ing, so you won't be able to claim back.
Yeah, makes sense. I do a 3 sloop to the left with Grievous because I'm just my hope was that either Corrin hard turns into the center, in which case Grievous doesn't care, or Corrin has gone a bit fast in trying to claim the objective, and this would either mean that you're claiming the objective and I'm behind you, or you barrel roll out of the way and I still have the objective.
Yeah. Braylon does a 1 straight, and then I focus barrel roll to the right to try and block Sunfac, and that was a bad mistake. Because if I block Sunfac, I've blocked him.
You said focus barrel roll, but did we check if you could actually fit? Because that looks like you'd fit.
Well, no, I have focus barrel. I'm sure I just hang on. Let me rewind it a second. Yeah, because I'm there.
Oh, you're there.
So,
gotcha. Sorry, I thought. Yeah.
So I focus barrel roll in.
Yeah.
What I should have done was focus barrel roll the other way towards Chopper, because if I do block Sunfac, I've blocked him out of Chopper's arc.
Yeah, or range 3 at best.
No. Look where Chopper's arc is. It goes
yeah. I feel like you still get a shot into me though. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. I don't think I would. But yeah, either that or just focused, or claim the objective actually. But and force you to.
Yeah. So Dirge does a 1 bank to the left and claims the center objective. Dooku 5Ks. Corrin, I believe that was a 3 straight you did, or is it?
I did a 4 straight because I had to try and claim the objective, which I do.
Sunfac does a 2 straight, and I take a red focus because I thought that Chopper might have arc at this point, and I was like, I cannot risk that. Sunfac taking that damage. I shoot range 0 into Braylon. I end up with a single crit.
I roll a focus. I just spend it. I can't spend it on Dirge's shot, so I might as well spend it there.
Makes sense. Then my 5s. So Dirge rolls a range 1 ion cannon into Braylon, and I get 1 hit.
I roll a focus. I Braylon reroll into a evade.
Then Dooku range 1s into Lebo. I end up with 2 hits and 2 crits after a malice.
I am down 1 dice because it's range 1. And I roll a blank, so I take all 4. They go on the shields.
Then Grievous does a range 1 into the back of Corrin. I get 3 hits after my rerolls.
I roll 2 evades, so blinks a shield off. And then Lebo has a range 2 obstructed shot into Dirge, so I take that. I roll 2 blanks and 2 focuses.
I roll Trail Mix.
Doesn't matter.
But cool.
I do have Sunfac.
Yeah, I thought you had the shot into Sunfac. I think I dodge it, but
range 3 into Sunfac. I roll blank 3 focuses, so I saw that.
I roll 3 evades and a focus. So Sunfac dodges the bullet.
And 2-1 on objectives to me. So 3-2 in your favour.
And this is where it gets really interesting for the small ships, and the big ships just start bonking each other.
See, now I so nearly 1 banked with Chopper. I kind of wish I had, because looking at it from this side, I knew I'd likely get ions. Like, I figured you were dropping an ion bomb. Yeah. But I was like, I didn't know if I could get past the rock down by Sunfac and that. And actually, looking at that, I think I could have quite easily 1-banked into the centre again, but never mind. So we roll off, and you are first player again.
I dropped one of Dirge's iron bombs because I was like, even if Chopper comes around, and I couldn't quite remember, but it was like maybe if Lebo does something weird. Like, I didn't think Lebo would be in it, but I just wanted to head off that direction. And if Braylon heads towards Dirge, I'd quite like to eye on him.
So I do the too hard with Chopper, stay stressed, but just put myself smack in the middle of everyone. I won hard with Lebo and take a calculate, just trying to block, because I thought you might go slow and try and pick that objective up with the infiltrator.
Which I did, but I also didn't see many choices with Dooku in this situation, because I wanted to de-stress. Maybe I should have too-harded and just rejoined the fight a lot quicker, but that is what it is. Grievous did a 3 straight to clear the stress and jump over Corrin, and I claimed that objective back.
I do a too hard with Braylon. He stays stressed, but it's sitting perpendicular to Grievous in both arcs.
Dooku does a 1 bank and bumps into Lebo, and I opt not to take the red focus.
Dirge bumps into Chopper.
Yeah.
I thought
again, no red focus.
I thought you might do what you did with Grievous. So I so nearly 3 talent, which would have been nice. But I opt to just play the slow game. I won straight with Corrin and claim the objective back.
Yeah. And then Sunfac just does a 4 straight, keeping the stress and just jumping past Chopper.
So the iron bomb goes off and catches Chopper and Dirge.
Yep. And then Sunfac shoots a turret into Chopper, and I roll 2 hits.
That's the shields down.
Dirge fires an ion cannon into Corrin and rolls a single crit, and you dodge it.
I dodge it.
Dooku rolls hit crit at range 0 into Lebo.
Yeah,
because he's desperately trying to make me play him in real life.
I don't lose my dice at range 0, which is nice, and I roll 2 evades, but the crit is a direct.
Grievous puts a range 1 shot into Braylon, and I get 3 hits.
I re-roll for an evade to take 2 shields. I then range 1 you back. I end up with 1 crit.
I take it because I roll 2 focuses, so shields down on Grievous.
Then it is
This is Lebo into Sunfuck, I think, or
Lebo
Lebo into Dirge.
Lebo into Dirge, range 3.
Yeah.
Obstructed. I end up with 4 hits.
I roll 2 evades, so you juke 1, which means I'm shields down when I take a damage on Dirge.
I range. No, do I range 2 into
2 into Grievous?
Yeah, I range 2 into Grievous. I roll crit hit, focus blank. I saw for a second crit because I know it'll go through.
I go roll evade blank. I re-roll the blank into a blank. I take 2 crits. They're both ship crits, so that's both Impervium Blading triggers gone.
And then I dorsal. I roll focus hit. I saw again for a crit.
And I roll double evade.
And then it's 2-1 in my favour for 4-4. Yeah, it's kind of like...
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have bothered on that second one.
No, I think that was fine, because now, once you triggered Impervium, that's fine, I think. Because, like, odds are I drop 1, I probably should have taken 1 damage there. Like, just because with Solar Swan, it's effectively, like, rolling 3.
Yeah.
So I think the double tap into like once the first one cleared all the Impervium, the double tap I think is fine. It just is what it is.
So we go into round 5, and I'm first player again.
Yeah.
No bombs.
Yep, no bombs. I figured there's no point because I wasn't even sure if Dirge was going to be able to get away because Chopper's right there.
Chopper just one straight bumps into Dirge with the Ion maneuver. Because I figured I probably have a shot into Grievous. And Lebo attempts a 2 hard, which bumps into the Infiltrator. I thought it would. What I wanted to do was 3 bank, and I kind of wish I had. I was looking at it from my side going,
can see why.
I'm not sure if that fits, but I was pretty confident I'd get a nice shot into Sunfuck if I did that.
Yeah.
And it would set me up for going around the edge next turn, but hey. But at least this way, I'm reasonably confident. Well, I thought I was reasonably confident that you wouldn't be able to stay in range to tag the objective.
Yeah. So I forgot that Braylon and Grievous were the same initiative, so I just did a 1 hard because I just assumed, for some reason, despite the fact that I've spent most of this game flying after, I just for some reason was fixated on the fact that I obviously will be flying before Braylon. So I did a 1 hard and bumped into the back of Braylon, and I was like, there's no focus if I want to be able to do whatever I want next round. If I die, I die. I've got 5 health. 2 shots at maximum was what I was hoping.
Braylon had done a 1 straight and just focused that turn.
Yeah.
Corrin then does a Talon roll to face Grievous.
Dirge does a 1 bank and then focuses. Dooku does a 2 hard to the right and then claims the objective underneath Lebo. And then Sunfuck just does a 1 bank to the right and takes a focus. And then plinks. And then we go straight into the shooting. And I just plink a shot into Chopper. I get hit focus, and I don't spend the focus because I know Lebo has a giant shot coming my way. So just 1 more damage in Chopper.
Yeah, down to 7. Corrin goes range 1 into Grievous and rolls 2 hits.
I roll a single evade, so I take 2 damage. You must have done 1 more.
Crack shot.
Crack shot, right, yeah. Dooku is range 1 into Chopper. I get hit crit focus and I malice for 2 crits.
That was a damaged engine. And then it flipped it when we...
when you sorted it into the...
When it sorted into the pile. Because I just put it down, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I thought I remembered you saying, I guess Chopper's not turning anymore.
So Chopper took...
direct hit and damage engine.
Direct hit and damage engine and a hit. So it's down to 3. And then didn't clock that when we shoved it down, it sorted itself into a pile and flicked the damaged engine over.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Dirge fires the Iron Cannon range 2 into Braylon and rolls a single crit. Which I think you take a... No, you don't take a damage.
I don't take a damage. No, I have taken a damage. I've taken a shield.
Okay. Then Dirge... this is Corrin range 1 into Grievous.
No, this isn't. This is Grievous range 1 into Corrin.
Oh, yeah. 3 hits and a crit out of hand.
Yeah. I roll 1 evade. It's a panic pilot, so I'm not dead, but I got 3 stress. This is Lebo range 3 into Sunfac. I roll 3 blanks and a focus. I spend it. It's a hit, not a crit, and it's also irrelevant.
Yeah, I dodge it.
And then I opt to go range 1 into the back. Dirge with Chopper. I roll blank. I don't know, some focuses and a crit.
Blank, focus, crit.
I saw that one for 3 crits.
I roll a single evade, and I take a loose stabilizer and a fuel leak.
I then range 1 dorsal. I roll trail mix. I saw that as well.
I roll a single evade. I take another crit, which is a direct hit, which means I do die. No, it wasn't a direct hit. It was. I can't remember.
It was the fuel leak. It was the damage from the fuel leak
that got me. Yeah. There were 2. There's a pilot crit and a direct hit underneath the card, so I come back on 2.
And the problem is, I am badly losing the damage race here.
Yeah. So the interesting thing, actually, is up until literally this turn, it was going vaguely evenly, and then I just suddenly gut punched you.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Greet
like it was going vaguely evenly. Like I'd done very little damage. I'd like sprinkled off the shields of Lebo, the couple of shields of Braylon, a couple of shields of Chopper.
Yeah, I think it's the combination of just the 4 out of Hammer Grievous.
Yeah,
and Lebo rolls 4 and 1 focus.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's what it is.
But don't worry, Dirge is consistently keeping my average slightly lower than it is because by golly, can that man roll more than 1 success? Yeah, he is single-handedly making me feel like I'm a rolling average. Anyway, I drop an ion bomb because I figure Chopper's got to be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And he's on 1 health.
I too hard. We obviously forget the damaged engine because it's flipped, so I rotate. Yeah. Interestingly, I don't actually think it would have made a difference to Chopper dying this turn. And I don't think it makes a difference to the attack either. So, but we'll see. Because I don't think I chip. If I know for a fact I don't chip anything off because I shoot Dooku and. But hey ho. Lebo does a 1 bank to clear his stress, and I claim the objective behind Dooku. And Brandon does a 2k to turn around and start facing people.
Grievous does a 3 sloop to the left because I figure Corrin's got to be in front of me somewhere.
Corrin does a 2 bank to just try and get as much distance as possible, get behind the debris, and get rid of 1 of his stress.
Dirge has a 5k because I was trying to land a shot onto Chopper. And then Dooku does a 2 hard to the right. And then because I don't want to get ionized, I barrel roll to the right and backwards because I was sure that Sunfac's 2 hard would just land and I'd be fine. Sunfac's 2 hard, in fact, does not land, and I bump into Dooku. And I take a damage, which is awkward.
The ion just catches Chopper.
Sunfac has a range 3 obstructed shot into Chopper. I roll a single crit.
I roll an evade. And then it goes straight to Dirge.
Yep, I don't have Chopper, so I shoot an iron cannon into the back of Corrin Horn.
And kill him.
And consistently rolling 1 hit finally has a success, and I kill Corrin.
Brayden goes range 2 into Grievous. I get 2 crits.
I get evade blank. I believe that is a fuel leak?
Yes, it is.
I roll range 2 into Braylon, and I get 2 hits and a crit.
I get 1 evade, so that's the last 2 shields.
Lebo 1-tap Sunfac.
Yeah, basically.
Hit crit, and I roll nothing. And then the dorsal turret into Dooku obstructed.
That does nothing, which is good because it shouldn't be there. And then it is 2-1 on objectives again to me, so it's 12-11. But like,
yes,
you're 1 health off 6 points in Chopper.
Yeah,
and I don't. He's ionized as well, so there's literally. I don't think there's a way I can.
There isn't. You can't stop Like, unless you manage to block Dirge, you can't stop me from getting a shot.
I should have done what I was going to do originally, but we'll get to that in a minute.
So I'm first player, so Chopper does a one bank to the right to just try and get as much distance, and Lebo is at a 2 hard.
It's a 1 hard.
1 hard
Because they're white.
to the
to cut
1 hard
and
to the left,
calculate.
and then you calculate.
Yeah, try and get back into the center and into the fight. Also, I figured if you're doing a 2 bank away with Dooku to try and preserve points, I block that, and if you're turning the other way, then you're not shooting me.
Yeah. Grievous does a 3 straight and claims the objective on the far left.
Now, see, I thought you were going to do that. So, Braylon has done a 1 straight.
Try and block it.
To try and block it if I've gone first. I shouldn't have done that. That's not going to help me. What I should have done is a 3 straight. Because that'll jump the other side of him. Yeah. And then if Dirge is shot forward and opts to focus boost, whatever, to try and get Chopper, and I'm close enough to have a better shot, stressed focus, because I think a 3 straight I could then barrel roll right.
Yeah.
Or I could even try barrel rolling left and see if I block the fast straight maneuver.
Yeah.
Either or. Either I block you so you don't get a shot into Chopper, or I am sat right behind you. Are you going to spend that focus when, blah, blah? Because if I can kill Dirge, all right, it's 6 points for Chopper, but at least it's 4 points for Dirge.
Yeah, see, because that was interesting, because we'll get to it in the end, because I was literally thinking about this trade, because Braylon bumps into Grievous and takes a red focus.
Yeah.
So Dirge does a 4 straight focus boost to the right, and I basically am like, I'm putting myself in Braylon's bullseye, but I need to get this shot into Chopper because I need him to die.
Yeah.
And I'm perfectly happy to trade Dirge for Chopper, and then Dooku does a 2 hard to the left because I'm just like, I just need to get out and live for a minute.
So you kill Chopper.
So I kill Chopper because I roll hit. Dirge can only roll 1 hit this game. I roll hit focus, which is enough. And then
Grievous goes range 0 into Braylon, gets hit crit. I roll 1 evade, which, thanks to enduring, cancels the crit, so I take 1 damage.
Yep.
And then I have effectively a double modded proton cannon into Dirge. It's a 4 on 2. I should kill him.
4 on 3.
4 on 3. Sorry. Yeah. I roll 3 blanks and a hit. I re-roll 2 of them and end up with crit.
I roll blank focus, and I spend my focus to not dodge it completely.
And that's game, pretty much.
And that is game. But I guess my thing was like, even with that trade, I thought I've basically got this game.
Well,
so let's say you're 2 points up.
I wouldn't be 2 points up. I'd be 4 points up.
4 points up.
So it's 19-17.
So in my mind, I've already won this game because I don't see how you can stop me from scoring 20, and because you'd have to kill Dooku, I guess, or Grievous.
Grievous is doable. Like, Grievous only has 2 health left. If I can get Arc on him with Braylon.
Yeah.
And like, I could do a 3 bank with Lebo. Like, depending on where you go, maybe I get that range 3 shot on him.
Well, because the thing is, we're talking into the hypothetical. Is if assuming Dirge is dead, Grievous just like 2 banks behind Braylon.
Okay.
And then I don't see how Braylon can shoot me.
No, but
so you'd have to go for Dooku.
Yeah.
Or Dirge.
Well, Dirge is.
Sorry, Dirge is dead. Yeah, but you have to go for Dooku.
But also the flip side is maybe I can do I don't know. There is at that point there is still a chance, whereas now there is just no chance.
Yeah. I guess there is still a chance, but it's one of those things where it's like, whether Dirge died or not, I think, okay, Chopper died, I've clinched this because I know I'm going to 19, and I didn't think you could stop me from getting over 20 whilst catching up to me.
Here, no. If Braylon had been where I wanted him with the 3 straight,
Yeah, then that's the different story
Yeah,
again. Though,
but it just goes back to that. I shouldn't have gone for the block because I knew where Dirge was going. Like,
because Dirge had no option. Like, had I had to spend the focus, absolutely that focus gets spent. Because for me, trading Dirge for Chopper wins me the game.
yeah. But as I said, like that, like maybe I was in the way of the boost, or maybe I barrel on block. Like, it's all hypothetical, but that would have given me better options, both the last turn and this turn, than bumping into Grievous, which was always the risk of. But I did the stupid. I'd had the majority of first turns. Let's just assume I'm going first. And hey ho. But no, interesting. List.
So Dooku really wants me to play him on the table, and I know when I take him to the table, he'll just die in 2 shots. Because that's what Dooku does.
That's fair. Yeah. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Some facts good, except when you bump him. Dirge is Dirge, and Grievous is Grievous.
Dirge, Grievous is Grievous. I guess to be able to take in the case of Balance of the Force, to be able to take Dirge, dropping the fire spray to Dooku, I don't think is terrible.
No. On the Rebel side, I might actually change fire control system out for Baffle, because I just think I need to stop hunting the lock triggers with Braylon.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think that's really what Braylon wants. No. Like, he doesn't. His entire shtick is he doesn't care.
I like the proton cannon because you know you can do the classic. I'm going to put my bullseye here. If you're higher initiative to me, then it's your duty to get out of the bullseye.
I would go on to say that Braylon's proton cannon is about as threatening as Dirge's proton cannon for different reasons. Because Dirge is very rarely double modded proton cannon, and usually has to go shields down to get it. Braylon's is always double modded proton cannon, I guess, but. And then Dirge's proton cannon is like, but you don't get your mods.
Yeah, exactly. Colrun goes out because he was there to try and facilitate thing. I think I will try Yendor with the plasma torpedoes. Or I'll look at the 4-point options. And I think Lebo should be Leia. But Leia with Magva.
Yeah, I can see that.
So
like I can see the threat of Lebo, but he was significantly more ignorable than Leia was.
Yes, yeah. But I just thought I'd give him a try, and
I mean that's the whole point of this, right? Got to give stuff a try.
Exactly.
That's why Dooku's on the board, and I was literally like, I took 4 damage in the first round, and then never got shot again. Yeah, pretty much.
But it's like also Leia jumps me up 2 initiative, so I match.
Yes,
and have the option for an I7 shot.
Yeah, and I think that was significant, was that I had a lot of stuff that was moving after your big hitters.
Yeah. Like, Chopper's fine, because...
I mean, Chopper's Chopper. Chopper moving first is Chopper.
Yeah.
Your YV moving before most of my stuff, I think, was helpful to me.
Yeah.
Like, if Lebo is dash, he does a lot more. I know that's not really points doable.
I mean, it is. I could, in theory, change Corran because in the 312 points, is it one of the X-wings is 3 points.
Right. Okay.
So it's one of the 2 Tubes brothers, whichever one's in the X-wing.
Okay.
Not Benthic because he's in the Y-wing, right? The other
Edria.
He's 3 points, I think. So I could, in theory, do him and then do Dash. But I don't think.
I'll be honest. I think you're making one ship's better and then making another ship worse. And I think the gap difference is too much.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I could be wrong.
I agree. I think Leia with a good 4-pointer.
Yeah.
I wonder how.
It's the exact same argument for me. Like, in this format, I would rather take Dooku and a good 4-pointer than a fire spray and one of my 3s. Yeah, as good as the gunship is.
I wonder how much Bodico is in 312 points.
No idea.
I'm literally just about to scan through it. Where am I going?
4 seems like a fair price.
I mean, she's 4 now, so. I
mean, I still think 4. I think 4 is a fair price on her.
I've gone way past the S for Fang Fighter. Yeah, still 4, 7 loadout. Like, that would be interesting. Put an arc in there.
Yeah.
Like there are
Little bit of
there
double
are some
tap.
decent 4-point options. It's extended. I could put an attack shuttle in.
Yeah, you could. You sure could.
I mean, I probably
Yeah.
I probably won't. I did actually think about putting E-wing Corrin in
Okay, I can see that.
as a
The
6
E-wing's annoying.
or
It was
you
a
go,
6-pointer though. No, you may as well just stick Leia.
or you go Braylon Chopper, Gavin, and one of the generic E-wings, the Nave Squad for the 4-point. Then you got 2 E-wings, both of which can take Protorps.
Yeah, I can see that. It's probably all right.
Yeah. Or actually something like Garvin in the X-wing. Yeah. The Battle of Yavin one is 4 points. Or Biggs. Like there are a lot of options I could cycle through on that.
I could see Biggs. Biggs would be interesting.
That we will continue to look at that for the next couple of weeks until we get some official points, and then
we do what we can.
Realise that we're not getting a 6-point Falcon, and so that's out. But yeah, be interesting. It's nice to just play something different. Look at stuff that's different. That's not Arcs or B-wings or right. On that note, we better wrap it up because we're starting to witter on.
Witter on pointlessly
about points. We'll be back next week, probably with some more Balance of the Force. I'll see you guys
try something different again. See you guys next week.
Ta-ta.
Bye.